Let my revenge begin.
覚悟してろよ。行くぜ。
Welcome to World Breaker Cool's Reviews. I'm your host, World Breaker Cool, and today we are doing the top 10 Marvel Legends of 2020. I've got 20 figures here because the first ones are the runner-ups, the first 10. Okay, so these figures they were just about good enough to be there. I love these figures all a lot. This was a heck of a year, but I'll talk about these briefly, then get into the real top 10. For those of you who are just watching for the first time, I appreciate you. Thank you for checking me out. I am trying to be the number 5 action figure reviewer, the number 5, because I don't want that pressure. So there we go. Here we go with Maverick. I picked Maverick this top 20 just because he was an awesome character back in the 90s. I really like this guy. I just think paint held him back. A little bit of a wash would have got him the top 20. Sunspot was not ever making the top 20 or top 10, but you know, I still like this mode a lot. It did a great job with it. Hawkeye. The only reason Old Man Hawkeye is not in my top 10 is because of the character. Okay, I'm gonna go into my top 10s a little bit more why I'm doing it this way, but with Hawkeye, if I liked the character more, he would have definitely been in the top 10, but I don't. So there's that. Carnage was actually the one figure that I moved down. He was in the top 10, but I had to bring him down only because of the characters I liked more. But he's an excellent figure. Same thing with Domino. Great movie figures with Domino and Cable. I like the movie a little bit more than Cable would have been in the top 10 as well. He was a great, it's a great figure. Not really sold 100% on the Cable character. Black Widow was my top 10 earlier this year in the first half. She's still a beautiful figure. I love it. But she just didn't make the cut. Gwen Stacy, still love that one. I'm so glad Marvel gave us one, or Hasbro gave us one that looks beautiful. I don't even care about the articulation as much, because look at that pleated sweater she's got there. That's freaking amazing. Then Dark Beast, of course. Huge Age of Apocalypse fan. If you don't believe me, check this out. Boom. This is my X-Men shelf. You see all the Age of Apocalypse. You know what it is. But back to top 10. That's it for the runners up. These would be my 20 through 11. These would be the picks from 20 through 11 in basically this order, kinda. I don't know. Not really in order, but let's get into the real top 10, shall we? Before we begin our top 10, just want to say rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. You will be missed. We lost some good people this year, but let's get into my requirements. For my top 10, I will not be including Build-A-Figures or deluxes that are larger than standard figures, like the Red Hulk. Because I would have Red Hulk and Kingpin, all those guys in this list, just filling things up. So I did not include the large deluxes or builder figures. Normal size ones like the Black Widow and the War Machine, I did. So at number 10, we have the same buck from the same set. Honestly, I don't feel like I'm cheating here because they're the same mode, just different heads and different colors. We've got the SDCC, Emma Frost and Jean Grey, Black Queen and White Queen. These would have been higher if the mobility would have been a little bit better. They just weren't not mobility, if the articulation was a bit better. The capes kind of held them back a bit. While they look great, they did present some posing problems. Plus, I think their busts should be a little bit bigger. But besides that, I think these two are both excellent. Excellent. So glad to have them both in my collection. Let's go on with number 9. At number 9, we have the Punisher. And I know what you're thinking. Well, you said no Build-A-Figures, no deluxes. Well, here's the thing. I would have picked this guy even without his bike being up here, just because He's that good of a figure. They finally gave us a Punisher that I just think embodies the Punisher. I mean, we've got a lot of good ones, but this one really screams Punisher to me. The only thing he's missing is the van, but I have to have this one in there in my top 10. That's number 9. At number 8, we've got yet another Riders in here. This time we have our Cosmic Ghost Rider. This is one of those figures that when you first see, you're like, there's no way that it's going to look that good. The prototype must just be showing its hand here. But no, it looked as good as they showed at SDC, at Comic-Con, excuse me. I think it was a New York Comic-Con this one was first shown. And I still absolutely love it. The stand lets you move the bike around. Yes, technically, the bike is the main reason or part of the reason why this one got so high. But even if it was just the bike, I would have put the bike on there on the top 10 alone because the bike is really just freaking amazing. I mean, great job there. There's no way this was not being in the top 10. So at number 8, we have Cosmic Ghost Rider. At lucky number 7, we have the Vintage Wave or Retro Wave Spider-Man. I love this figure. It came with 2 heads, a nice bit of a decent accessories. The only reason this is the one that's not higher is because of the weird neck articulation they have here, which I'm not really fond of. Plus, the reds don't match up with the head. No raw calling hands. Luckily, I have some from other Spider-Man. But what kept this from being in my top 5 is just the head. I don't like the head. If you can see here, it really does not match up with the body. I tried other heads to see if I can figure something else out. Hopefully, eventually, I'll find another head that I can put on here. It's not bad, but it's not. It does not fit the body as well as I'd like it to. This could be a perfect figure. So, but number 7 is definitely our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Let's go on to number 6. Almost making his way into the top 5, we have Wolverine. I think this is the best Wolverine. It might be my favorite Wolverine in my collection. It could just about be top 5. I'm still debating. I keep going back and forth every time I look at this one and the one I have for top 5. I go back and forth. But Wolverine was just an excellent, excellent figure. I like all of the different the paint apps on here for the jacket. The face is a dead ringer for him. I don't really like the other face as much, but it still works. Just excellent, excellent release. I like this one even more than the one with the wife beater or the t-shirt. But this one is just fantastic. Excellent release. Good job, Marvel. Number 6 is the Wolverine. All right, we're back at number 5. And here we go with the War Machine. Now, War Machine was that one deluxe that I made adjustments so I can put him in here because I feel like even if he only came with this many accessories, I would have for sure bought him because I just like this buck. I like the accessories. You really can't lose with this figure. It is one of my favorites of the year, of course, because it's number 5. I love the engineering here in the back there that allows you to rotate that up, this one down, and all around. I mean, it's just, you can't beat it. And then the smoke accessories and the fire accessories, it just looks amazing. It's a constant, it has a constant spot on my display, and it will stay that way. So number 5 is War Machine. I will warn you, this is my top 10, so some of you guys will not agree, especially once it comes to my top 3. We'll see how you guys feel. Okay, and at number 4, we have Deadpool. Now, if I was allowing Build-A-Figures in, this is where we would have our first tie, because I would include the Build-A-Figure as well, because this is an amazing figure. Amazing. Love it. Flat out love it. So, but yeah, needless to say, Deadpool, they did an amazing job here. I think the only thing I could have gotten this over the top to like number 1 is adding some paint wash here on the chest for all those dirt or shots and slashes. Also making sure the guns in the holster come out and not have to, cut them out with an X-Acto knife. I only got one of mine able to come out. The other one is still stuck in there, unfortunately. But again, the paint on this figure on a lot of parts, like especially the belt, is really nice. They have a nice assortment of accessories, hands. The swords are a unique mode. It's not the same ones we've been getting for forever. It looks like it came right out of the movie, and I'm so glad we got that this year. I have proudly messed around with this figure the most out of this entire year, just because it's that fun. So number 4, we have Deadpool. Let's get on with the show. Number 3, we have the Storm. And I mean, when you get accessories that look like this, you know, her complexion is amazing. They gave you 2 capes, lightning hands, lightning figures, on top of a sculpt. Look at that. Seamless joints. The knee-high boots look amazing, almost like a little leather, like a latex feel to them. And I just can't get over the complexion. That skin looks so damn good. Did she use Noxzema? I don't know. But this is an amazing figure. Plus, she got extra bonus points over Deadpool because of that. That's dunk, okay? You can, boy, I'm telling you, they smashed this one. They smashed this one. So, number 3, you got Storm. And I am not mad at myself. Don't hate, okay? Let's continue. This pick will surprise you if you've not been watching my channel. But She-Hulk. I love She-Hulk as a character. I like Storm better, but barely. And this version of She-Hulk is actually just the Hulk. This is when she just basically lost it. I read the entire comic arc, which is pretty good story. I liked it a lot. But what did it for me was the sculpt. I hope they use this sculpt again for her and give us a regular one. But this one works for me too. The face, to me, some people might think it's ugly. I think it's beautiful. I think that just captures rage incarnate. I love the shading of green in the hair, the ripped shirt. I mean, look at that. The back. I mean, that looks like whoever sculpted this studied anatomy. I mean, even her guns right here, you know, they look realistic. I mean, it's just looks like she's been doing some Sydney Squad or something. I don't know what's going on, but she's just so ripped up. And even her feet, I mean, it was nearly my number 1. I know that would throw a lot of you off, but honestly, I cannot, you know, stop my feelings. I love this figure. I mean, there is a real love for that Hulk. Okay, so there is 4 through 2. So you should probably now know if you've been watching, I'm missing 1 key figure, and it's coming up. Here's number 1. Doctor Doom. That was when I first saw this figure at San Diego Comic-Con, over a year ago, 2 years ago. I was like, there's no way that thing is going to look that good. And to my surprise, it looked better. This is my favorite figure of 2020. In the year they gave us hell, they gave us the character who would, you know, basically embody that hell in Doctor Doom. My cape's coming off a little bit. But the things that I like about this figure are, for one, the deco. Okay, they gave you like a sculpted tunic and hood. The eyes, if you can see them in there, they are very well done. The mouth, the gold on the top, the gold on the belt that's painted, the silverish armor that is not, well, it's a little marbleized in some spots, but it looks great with the rivets, the hand sculpts. I mean, then they threw in the gun. It's got the D on there. You can open that up and actually use it. It's not just for looks. Then you could add some fire pieces to the backpack there. I mean, whew, boy. Eventually I'm going to get a cape for this guy, like a real cape. But after that, there's nothing else I'll be able to have to make this figure better. It's just that damn good. I'm waiting on God Doom. That's the one that's in all white from the Infinity, or from the Hickman run. But this is the figure of the year. This is the figure of Marvel Legends, the number 1 for me. And there were some close ones, but Doom ultimately wins. Thanks for watching. If you stuck around, please say something wacky in the comments, like I like lunch meat. But thanks again. Please give me a like. It helps my channel greatly. Or give me a dislike. That might help too. But I appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. I've got my goals to be number 5. I don't know. I'm just talking crap. But anyway, I will see you guys next time. Peace and chicken grease.